Hello and welcome to the public input meeting for traffic signals at 5 intersections along Highway 22 in Dickinson. My name is Chris Dahl and I am a project manager with Bolton and Mink, the consultant hired by North Dakota DOT to design the project. In today's presentation, we are going to discuss planned improvements to traffic signals at these 5 intersections along Highway 22. From south to north, they are Broadway, 2nd Street, 3rd Street, 4th Street, and 9th Street. The DOT and city identified the signals at these intersections as needing replacement as far back as 2021 and have programmed funding for anticipated construction in 2025. The need for this project is because the signals were installed in the late 1970s, making them nearly 50 years old. The design life expectancy of a signal system is between 20 and 30 years. It is not cost effective to continue spending money on maintenance and parts for these old signals that use outdated technology. Those familiar with the corridor have encountered these signals going into flashing red mode at off-peak times instead of operating on timed red, yellow, green operation. In off-peak times, when traffic signals are low, when traffic volumes are lower on Highway 22, it is more efficient for traffic flow to have the signals in flash mode to create an all-way stop situation. Modern signals do not use timed operation. They rely on vehicle detection to tell the signal controller that vehicles are approaching or coming to a stop, which then switches the green light to where traffic needs it. Modern signals do not need to operate in flash mode in off-peak times because they are smart enough to adapt to where traffic is. The schedule for this project is to finish design and plans this spring. Then the DOT may bid the project at the end of this year, with construction occurring as early as the 2025 season. Please note that the bidding and construction timelines are subject to change. One of the first design tasks for this project was preparing the traffic operations study that involved gathering traffic and pedestrian data at the intersections, reviewing crash history, and then documenting traffic flows and operation of the existing signals. Not all intersections need a traffic signal, and just because a signal currently exists at an intersection does not mean that one gets automatically replaced. The process is to use the gathered data at each intersection to determine if a signal is warranted. There are 9 warrants to review in consideration of a traffic signal being the appropriate form of traffic control at an intersection. The first 3 focus on traffic volumes. The next 2 focus on pedestrian volumes. Warrant 6 focuses on if the signal is part of a larger coordinated system. Warrant 7 looks at crash history. Warrant 8 is for when both intersecting streets are principal routes or major highways. And Warrant 9 is for an intersection near a railroad crossing. When warrants are met, a specific traffic signal would be considered an appropriate form of traffic control at an intersection. Based on data collected and warrant analysis, only 2 signals should be replaced with this project, one at 2nd Street and the one at 9th Street. The signals at Broadway, 3rd Street, and 4th Street do not meet warrants and are not recommended for replacement. Instead, we will remove the signals and install stop signs on the east-west legs. Traffic will not stop on Highway 22. However, it is recognized that 3rd Street is well used by pedestrians and bicyclists due to the proximity of Berg Elementary School. Because of this, we are proposing to install a pedestrian-activated rapid rectangular flashing beacon to alert motorists on Highway 22 to stop so that pedestrians can cross the street. This is what the system will look like at 3rd Street. Each pedestrian crossing sign will have an LED light bar beneath it that flashes very brightly and very rapidly when a crossing button is activated by the pedestrian. Traffic will stop and the pedestrians will cross. When no pedestrians are present, the system will not flash and traffic will not be expected to stop on Highway 22. The improvements at 2nd Street, beyond replacing the signal system, are going to include changes to the striping to provide full 12-foot wide lanes, swap the through left combination for a through right combination on the west side, and then also provide a left, through, and right turn lane on the east side. These changes will keep side street traffic flowing smooth, but do come at the cost of losing some on-street parking. One question that some folks may have is why can't the signals just be left alone, or why can't the signal operate until the next part breaks and then take it out of service? The City of Dickinson is responsible for signal maintenance, and keeping these 50-year-old signals running is expensive. Legally, a signal has to either be operational or be taken out of service. We can't just leave it to break and then figure it out later. Most replacement parts for these signals aren't even made anymore, and retrofitting new parts and technology into them is not practical or even possible sometimes. The best practice is to remove unwarranted signals and completely replace warranted signals instead of pumping money into signals that are well past their design life. A new signal system is around $600,000. Removing a signal and installing side street stop signs is about $50,000. The overhead rapid rectangular flashing beacon proposed at 3rd Street will be around $150,000. In total, the project is going to cost $1.7 million and be split between federal and state funds. The next steps for the project are to send me your written comments before March 1st. Email me at chris.dahl@boltonmenk.com. In the next couple of weeks, the DOT and city will be taking the signals at Broadway, 3rd Street, and 4th Street out of service by turning the power off, bagging the red, yellow, green signal heads, and installing side street stop signs for a 90-day test run of how the intersection operates without the signal. At 3rd Street, next to Berg Elementary School, the signal will be taken out of service, but temporary flashing beacons will be installed to simulate the proposed permanent improvements. Thank you for your time today. Please send me your comments and questions.